Hello everybody and welcome to Comet Sighted, Dev Diary number 12 from the 13th of August 2018 for Imperator Rome. Hello everyone and welcome to the 12th Dev Diary for Imperator. This time we look at the technology system of the game. First of all, there are 4 different technology fields you can advance through, which each level gives you a higher bonus in that category. The research of technology is automatic and depends primarily on your citizens. Inventions and access to certain trade goods will increase the speed with which you research, while the total amount of pops you have determines the cost. Each technology field can have one researcher assigned to it. The finesse of this character impacts the speed with which research is done in the field. This character gets prominence from holding the position and gets permanent prominence for each month holding the position. Changing researcher increases loyalty in the new researcher and dramatically drops it in one being replaced. Research levels take about 15 years if you are at 100% efficiency, which can obviously be faster or slower depending on the setup of your nation. Each level researched in the 4 technology fields reduce invention cost by 5%, and they have the following individual bonuses. Martial advances, 10% naval morale, 10% land morale, and minus 25% military tradition cost, which I don't know if that's correct. Civic advances, 2% commerce income. Oratory advances, 1% civilization level. Religious advances, 2% omen power. While the advances are tied directly to your nation's progress, it is a slow progress through the years. There is also inventions around that you can spend civic power on to get immediately. There are always 7 inventions to pick from a total of over 200. Each of them have a tech level they are most likely to appear at, so you can't stack or get discipline bonuses in the first decade of the game, no matter how lucky you get. Each invention costs you 50 civic power, but for each invention you have, the cost goes up 20%. While, as we mentioned earlier, technology advances reduce it by 5% each. Civic power is primarily used for 3 things: setting up trade routes, moving pops, and buying inventions. So it's a hard choice between global weaker bonuses or stronger local bonuses. Stay tuned next week while we go into politics and how fun republics have with their Senate. Right off the bat, it seems like this is a bit of a combination of the original EU Rome, Crusader Kings 2, and Stellaris. The fact that technology just kind of happens over time, it's just this kind of global thing that happens to each country. That seems like a very CK2 kind of thing. Then there's the fact that like the research time and the amount of points needed to tech up are related to each other. That kind of seems a little Stellaris-y. As we see right here, the total amount of pops determines the cost, and then the number of citizens in your pops increases the increase. And then, of course, we have a increase based on your current leader. I really have no objections to this. I'm kind of neutral on it. It seems like it's one of those things that's just kind of... I know a lot of people are going to be objecting to various things about this. Some people will like it, some people won't, but for me, I'm kind of neutral on this. I'm just kind of riding the middle going, yeah, take it or leave it. It could be better, it could be worse. I'm okay with this. The only thing that kind of throws me for a loop is that martial advances here, 10% naval morale, 10% land morale. So as the game progresses, everybody's going to be having more and more and more stacking morale. But the minus 25% military tradition cost, after 4 levels, you're at minus 100%, which is free. So I'm a little confused as to how that's going to work. Maybe I'm missing something here, or maybe it's a typo and it's supposed to be 2.5%, which I think makes a lot more sense, but you never know. And I just kind of swooped past this here, but this is showing you teching up, basically. We have the base values from the number of citizens, 21.8. The increase total is 39.3, which is 21.8 times an additional 80%, which gives us that gain. And this is the amount of points we need to tech up. And this is based on the total number of pops in your realm. Anybody who's played Stellaris should be familiar with this type of screen. And then we have inventions. The way inventions work is that they will, there's several hundred of them, and they will pop based on the technology you have. And you can have upwards of 7 activated at any given time, with each one costing more than the previous one, starting at base 50 civic power. And you can see that right here. I'm not even going to... Hierarchical... I don't even know what word that is. Will cost 50 civic power and give you the effect that your omens will be 10% more powerful. And you can definitely stack things up, because every religious tech level gives you another 2% omen power. And then there's this tech here, or this invention. Those are different, tech and invention. I'm going to have to get used to that. That an omen power will be another 10%, which is upwards of 5 tech levels worth of omen power, which is pretty cool. There is one other one. Let's go to Johan's Twitter. And here we have another example of a tech. Maritime patrols. I can pronounce that one without looking like an idiot. Province import routes +1. Now that one seems like a very important one because of how... Oh, and we can actually see in the background here a little crop out of... like a list of possible technologies, probably, that you can just click on and grab. Province import routes +1. We know that trade is extraordinarily important, and that stacking modifiers from trade goods could be extremely important. Getting trade goods to recruit different additional types of units is extremely important. So this seems like something that would definitely go a long way in a large empire. Maybe not so much in a small one, or maybe in a small one if you just were really desperate for that one good to you're trying to stack tall, and you want to get that additional like pop growth. What I'm really mostly interested in is trying to play tall empires in this game. I'm really excited to play small, tall empires in this game, or nations, or realms, however you want to call it. That's what I'm most looking forward to. Sprawling empires are fun, but that's my leisure domain. That's where I like to sit. I like to build tall whenever possible, and that seems like something that would really be beneficial for, you know, kind of sprawling empires. But it would have its place anywhere. The only other thing to mention is that this paragraph right here has a little blurb in it about loyalty of the characters given those positions. So the longer they sit, they get some loyalty when you assign them to the position. They're grateful that you've given them a position of power, and that every month they're there. Or is it every month? Every month they're there. Yeah, it says right here. For each month, they gain prominence, so they become more powerful, more prominent in the realm the longer they're there, which can be good and can be bad. You want to have loyal people that are powerful, but if they can become too powerful, you might need to remove them from that position. It seems like loyalty is going to become a more important thing in this than it was in EU Rome. In EU Rome, it was there, but it was never extraordinarily important to pay attention to loyalty. It was more of like a side note. But in this, I really hope that individual character loyalty is more prominent, and the more it gets mentioned, the more prominent it seems like it'll be to me, and that kind of makes me happy. I hope that's a good thing, because letting someone become too powerful and disloyal, and that causing trouble, seems like it would be a really fun game dynamic to have to work with. But we're going to leave it here, folks. I hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know, I can talk, what you think of the technology system in the comments down below, and I will see you all next time.